Alrighty, so Alzheimer's linked to other diseases. Alzheimer's and diabetes. So diabetes has been shown to cause an increase in the accumulation of what are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which is kind of funny because, well, not really, but it's interesting because it's involved in age-related diseases, so AGEs, anyway. So basically what these things do, these substances can destroy the structure and function of proteins, and along with oxidative stress, which is basically a disturbance in the balance between creation of certain oxygen substances and sort of the detoxification of those substances in the brain, that creates sort of a cycle that can sort of really damage a lot of proteins. And so this might eventually lead to the formation of those tangles and plaques that are characteristic of Alzheimer's, so diabetes patients are more likely to get it. And Parkinson's disease, it may be related to Alzheimer's, we're not completely sure, but what we know is that the two diseases are quite similar. For example, both diseases have the characteristic plaques and tangles in the brain, and both diseases sort of have the dementia, the forgetfulness, and are quite awful, severe dementia. And both diseases sort of come on the same way. Like, they both begin in the later part of the person's life, and they both get progressively worse. And in general, they're both neurodegenerative diseases. HIV/AIDS. So specifically, we're talking about a condition that some AIDS patients get, which is ADC, or AIDS dementia complex. And this sort of dementia is very similar to the dementia caused by Alzheimer's. It includes the same sort of symptoms that are listed here. So depression, mood swings, difficulty concentrating, and forgetfulness.
So Lyme disease, we think, may also be related to Alzheimer's. This gross little tick infects you, it bites you, and then it inserts this spirochete bacteria, this really twisty bacteria into you, and that gets into the blood, and it can go to the central nervous system, so the brain and the spinal cord, and because of its shape, it just burrows right into that nervous tissue, and it can cause a lot of Alzheimer's-like symptoms such as depression, paranoia, hallucinations, and dementia. So Down syndrome may also be related to Alzheimer's. There's a high likelihood that it is related because 3/4 of Down syndrome patients also have Alzheimer's. And there's something about having trisomy 21 that just makes you more genetically predisposed to getting plaques and tangles. So periodontal disease, or gum disease, is also related to Alzheimer's, we think, maybe. There's the obvious explanation for this, which is that people with Alzheimer's, they forget to brush their teeth, they're more likely to develop gum disease. That's the obvious one, but there's also a high possibility that gum disease can actually cause Alzheimer's, and this happens in two ways. And the first way is that the periodontitis can infect the brain, spreading from the jugular vein to the cranial vein, damaging synapses and neurons. And the second way is that having the bacteria throughout your body, it can induce a prolonged inflammatory response, and more interleukin 6 is produced, which causes more amyloid proteins to be produced. And if you have a predisposition for Alzheimer's, then that means more plaques are being produced.
Thank you.